Hey, what is up, you guys, and welcome to this episode of Eddie's Customs and Restorations. If you are anything like me, you do not want to make any holes in your nice bumpers. You know, if you have a Corvette or a BMW or anything like that, the law sometimes requires you to destroy your paint, right? So what I ended up doing is I came up with a bracket that bolts onto the frame of the car and goes through the grill, the lower grill, and this is on my 2015 Camaro. It goes through the grill and bolts to the frame, like I said, and it does not make contact with the bumper. I was doing an oil change on my car, so decided this would be the perfect time to talk about this bracket that I made. So this is pretty much how it is. See, it doesn't make any contact with the bumper or the grill itself. See, most times what you'll see is the license plate has like a plastic bracket that goes screwed on to your bumper, to your painted surface, right? So you have to drill into your painted surface. I didn't want to do that, so I came up with this plan. See, they do offer a license plate bracket that goes bolted onto the bottom of your bumper. However, the downside to that bracket is anytime that you go through a dip, if you're getting out of a restaurant or something like that, sometimes the restaurant ground is much higher than the traffic street, you know, than the street itself. So you're gonna end up scraping. The height that I have this at, I mean, this was of course a trial and error situation here. So I got a good distance here, but I have scraped, of course. That's why I didn't want to put it down here. So I've scraped, and that's why there's a bit of a smudge line right there and here from where I scraped so bad that it lifts my chin, you know, the chin of the bumper. It lifts it up to that point where it makes contact eventually, you know. But otherwise, this, you know, it's excellent. It makes no contact with the bumper, you know. So the way I made this, I'm gonna post some pictures up here. May not be the prettiest design or the prettiest use of materials, but hey, I ended up using some scrap materials that I had laying around in the shop because I didn't want to use any of my other good materials. So I ended up putting literally two pieces of steel together, welding that together, and I'll show you exactly how this goes bolted on. So let me get under the car and get you a different look. Okay, so now I am under the car. I'm going to try to talk a little bit quieter because now I'm a lot closer to the phone. But pretty much this is what I did. So the two pieces of steel that I used run on the top. I drilled holes onto those two pieces. Of course, I did this a couple of years back. Of course, the correct thing to do is use one solid piece of steel. So you can use like a 1/8 thick steel, flat steel, and cut it into strips like this. Okay, I don't have the exact measurements of all this, but this is just to give you an idea of some of what you can create. You know, if you have a welder to your disposal, and you know, you can come up with something like this. And this is that section of the frame that goes welded to the frame. You know, this is the front part of the car, and I drilled through the first section of it and then the bottom as well, and ran a long bolt. Of course, it's not the straightest because it was a very uncomfortable thing to do, to drill into, especially being under the car and everything. It didn't have a lift or anything, so this was my idea as far as to how to not make any holes on my bumper. So there you have it, guys. Hopefully this helps you come up with your own license plate bracket. You know, that way you're not there getting pulled over all the time and getting tickets. That's the reason I had to make this. So at least hopefully this helps you in coming up with your own. And if you have a Camaro, well, this will work for you for sure. Any other car, of course, it's going to have a different grill setup, so you might have to come up with something different. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you like this video. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. It helps me out. And thank you for watching.